Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff with the Cyber Pro podcast. Today, my guest is Vladimir, and he is going to share with us some very interesting aspects about not a cyber security related topic, but more about business. So with that, Vladimir, I'd like to say hello. Thank you for joining our podcast. Can you please tell our audience a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Hi, Jeff. Thanks for inviting me to your podcast, and I'm delighted to share my insights with you today. I have 15 years of intentional experience with a proven track record of guiding executives and top brands worldwide to initiate change, drive growth, and position brands as market leaders in their industries. I'm regarded as one of the top digital transformation experts, influencers, keynote speakers, and internet personalities. I have enjoyed a remarkable career at the top of technology industry, and I'm recognized as one of the brightest minds in digital transformation. Based on my strong performance, I'm currently ranked as #1 global marketing thought leader by Thinkers 360. RETHINK Retail has recognized me among top 100 global retail influencers, and Inside Success magazine has named me among top 10 inspiring business leaders making a difference in 2022. I'm advisory board member of RETHINK Retail in Orlando, Florida, and I'm also a member of marketing judging committee of the American Business Awards. A week ago, I have judged marketing nominations at Prolific North in Marketing Awards in Manchester in the UK, and I'm now invited as a jury member to Lisbon advertising festival, in Portugal. I also mentor entrepreneurs and startups at global startup accelerators throughout the world, including SeedStars, Epic CVC in Berlin, and Mentoring Club and Faster Capital in Dubai. I'm also invited as a speaker alongside Philip Kotler to Global Marketing Summit, and I'm due to speak in Istanbul next month.
Wow, that's a lot. I would like to have access to your frequent flyer mile account. That sounds like you do a lot of traveling. Right before we started on the podcast, we spoke a little bit about the importance of having a solid reputation online on various social media platforms, and the importance of standing out by creating content and providing expertise, sharing that with those of us in our industry. What would you like to share about that?
Absolutely. Reputation is decisive these days, and reputation comes from social media hard work. Across social media channels. If we want to stand out as a cybersecurity experts or maybe digital transformation influencers, we need to be active across 8-10 social media channels and to position ourselves as BBC, CNN, and media companies, because we are media company first, because before we are anything else. So there are people who are in the sales business, and there are people who are in a brand building business. And brand building business means that people create content, people run podcast series, people speak at conferences. And when I started my whole journey on Twitter in 2014, I sent more than 100,000 tweets, and I earned more than 56,000 followers. So Twitter is a brand building platform which has built my personal brand. So now business world has put my expertise on a pedestal, and I'm in the magazines, I'm in podcasts, and I'm everywhere speaking about my know-how, and this is how I position myself as a global marketing leader. So we need to be active everywhere. We need to put out content. I started with my first tweet, I will never forget, but they say that great oak grows from small acorns, so big things have small beginnings in life, also in career.
Absolutely. You touched upon a few key words that I wanted to drill down on a little bit. You talked about brand building, number one, and number two, about being active, so that to build our brand, we are active in many different platforms in order to get the word out about who we are, what we do, and what we can share. And I think that a lot of our viewers are cyber professionals, either owning their own business as part of a bigger company, and they're really good at what they do. cybersecurity. Maybe what they also need to understand if they're not part of a big company is that in order to grow their business, they need to increase the awareness of their brand and their expertise. How can you help with that?
I mean, we live in the most opportunistic time ever, and branding is what grows everything. If we don't storytell, communicate, and market across 8 to 10 social media channels that dominate this device, right? Then we are irrelevant, in the global marketplace. So, and we are barely existing, and this is happening on everyday basis, And if we want to stand out, if we want to get ahead, if we want to climb everything in technology, then we need to capitalize and take advantage of social media channels that are available at our fingertips. And nowadays, mobile is what holds attention of our society, right? So, for example, the ROI of social media is trillions of dollars at scale, and we need to position, we need to be in the brand building business, and we are one DM away from success. If you connect with everyone on Twitter, on Instagram, if you DM people, right, you can achieve any kind of success, So, so I think we need to, marketing is all about winning attention nowadays. If we have great biography, if we have great, the web is our CV, Jeff. Traditional resume, traditional CV is dead. We need to admit that it's dead. People make decisions based on our Google results from page 1 to page 10. So we need to carefully build our reputation, our name, right? For example, when I had 0 results, for example, like 9 years ago, but now I have like amazing results from page 1 to page 10. So I care about my reputation. I build my brand awareness. I speak at global conferences. I advise boards. I give away my best advice for free, So I have nothing to sell. I care about my legacy, So content creation is everything these days. If content is king, context is God.
Interesting. Content and storytelling. I heard those keywords earlier on. And so my last question before I talk about some fun stuff like retro technology is, we're all in this space to create content.
Exactly.
And I think you would be the first to agree with me that while some content is compelling and incredible, a lot of the content out there is not, and is kind of garbage.
Yes.
So for someone getting started, how do we make that determination, and how do we start providing good content?
Jeff, it's all about selfish versus selfless. We need to be selfless on social media. There are salespeople who don't build their personal brands because when they connect with you on LinkedIn, they send you sales pitches. You disregard like nine times out of 10 because you don't have time to reply every sales person on LinkedIn, right? So we need to position ourselves as brand builders, as marketers. We need to be in a brand building, marketing business. We need to create content. We need to have podcasts. We need to have a website. We need to leave a mark in a great way, in great style, everywhere, right? We need to join podcasts. We need to share our insights. We need to be in the magazines. More than 5-6 magazines already interviewed me and featured me in the United States, and recognized me as a transformative leader of the year by Exelion magazine. And if you check out interview with Vladimer Botsvadze in Exelion magazine, you will read thoroughly my interview on the web, right? Also, digital magazine version is available, right? And it is, I'm all about in brand building business, Jeff, because nowadays global education is sinking ship. It gives us nothing in a global marketplace. Success is all about active daily learning, and active daily learning is number 2 skill by World Economic Forum. I also learn daily, actively. I learn a great deal from my colleagues, And if I stop learning, then I will be left behind. But learning is a treasure that follows its owner everywhere. So we need to learn daily, actively, and to keep up with the latest trends in technology to make us competitive in a global marketplace.
Upscaling. You could not have said it better. Thank you for that. Hey, let's talk about something fun.
Yes.
We live in, as you've said already twice during this podcast, that things move so quickly, and you're absolutely right. Whether it be the path of us as human beings, the path of technology, we can talk about AI, blockchain, robotics all day long, but it all started in the past. And
Yes.
I'd love to close this podcast with, talking about something that kind of stood out to us in the past, a piece of retro technology that makes you smile. And when you think about it, you're like, wow, you know what? It all started with something as simple as this.
Yes.
For
And
you, what is that?
I think this retro technology was Nokia 9000, the first all-in-one phone, fax, calendar, email, internet, and portable size. And in 1996, it was built and launched in Finland, as I remember. And it had like a 1 megabyte memory, which was divided between like 4 megabyte applications, 2 megabyte program memory, and 2 megabyte memory data. It was priced like 1,000 quids in the UK, equivalent to 1,000 quids in 2022.
And now, what is? I heard something recently. The average cell phone in a pocket is more powerful than the computer on the space shuttle.
Yes.
So it's going to be amazing to see where we go from here.
Jeff, I think I'm very grateful to mobile device, all these social media networks, all startups that, big brands have been disrupted in the last 10 years, right? For example, Uber disrupted taxi services, Airbnb disrupted hospitality brands, Amazon disrupted like bookstores, and it goes on, because we are in constant disruption. If brands don't innovate fast, they will be left behind, and we have so many examples of disruption, and it goes on. For example, nowadays, people who build their $1 million companies through influencer marketing strategies on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, they disrupt biggest brands, because it's all about Goliath versus David. David is fast, Goliath is slow, so David is firing on all cylinders and disrupting the major key players,
Interesting. I'm going to get back to that as a bonus question. But for those of our viewers who may want to learn a little bit more about you, might want to reach out to you, ask you some questions, what is the best way to get a hold of you, Vladimir?
They can follow me on Twitter at Vlado Botsvadze. They can also connect with me on LinkedIn, where I'm open to new connections. And if they want to collaborate with me invite me to their podcast, I will be more than happy to share my insights. They can also check out my website at www.vladimirbotsvadze.com. And if they Google me, they will see my comprehensive information about my interviews, my awards, my website, my social media channels, and I have contributed tremendously to this industry growth, and I truly take pride in my journey.
Excellent. Podcast. Whoever knew that would work? Thank you very much for your time today, Vladimir. We sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me, and it was a delight to having shared my insights with you, and I wish your podcast all the best.
Thank you very much. It is a journey. We're all on it, so good luck to you as well. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You made it to the end. Thanks for watching the Cyber Pro podcast today. You can find more content here and there.